All right, Rick Smiley Morning Show. It is about that time. Jeff Johnson got 3 things you need to know. Jeff, good morning.
Good morning. Good to be with you all. Happy Thursday.
Happy to have you.
Yes, sir.
Man, so what's interesting is you all just spent some time talking about one of the things that I wanted to talk about, which is this bishop in Iowa, 6319. And, I mean, Rick, you know, I have 5 kids. I have one daughter, my oldest, who's 25, and then I have 4 boys. And as I think about this issue in particular, you know, so often we deal with the girl's age, and for me, it's just about talking to my kids about all of this, especially my older kids. 63 years old and 19, and we focus on the sex component of it, right? And what the law was in Iowa, and the reality is that most state laws say that 16 and over is the consensual age for sex. But there's a difference for me between law and culture. And a law tells us what's allowed. A culture says what's acceptable.
Right.
A law says what can you prosecute. A culture says how we going to hold you accountable. And a law gives guidance on what is permitted, and culture tells you what's tolerated. And my problem is less the law and more the culture. Because who in the hell in a community allows this to happen without accountability and ensuring that this dude knows that this is not tolerated? So legal is one thing. He talked about when a man finds a wife, he finds favor. Well, I got something under my bed I call favor, and he would find it if it was a 19-year-old. At a 63-year-old, because my issue is this: he talked about we sleep good, but here's my thing: I don't understand what a 63-year-old talks to a 19-year-old about. I don't know what we have in common.
Right.
I don't. So if we talk about marriage, if we talk about love, we talk about partnership, we talk about relationship, there is nothing that aligns us as human beings that makes that acceptable. To hell with the law about sex. What in the hell is a 63-year-old doing spending time with what is a 63-year-old man doing spending time with a 19-year-old girl at all?
And what's his social circle, Jeff? What's his?
Oh, listen, man.
What's his friend group like?
My ass.
Right.
My boys will whip my ass. If I even implied. And here's the other piece of it. We have got to protect our children from anybody that is preying on them. And the fact that, like I just have I would actually have a problem if this was a 63-year-old and a 40-year-old and a pastor had been counseling this person in their church. I think that's inappropriate. Because at some point, you got to have boundaries about where is your spiritual guidance and the fact that you are supposed to be spiritual covering for people. And then you are getting into the most intimate aspects of who they are and what they need and what they don't have and where their weaknesses are and where their triggers are. And then manipulating that in a personal relationship is totally inappropriate. And so whether we are talking about, and it was funny, some people seemed to get angry with me when I was talking about Diddy a couple of weeks ago and talking about the fact that we need to deal with this issue of a culture of grooming that exists within our people. It happens in the church. It happens in the movement. It happens in hip hop. It happens in schools. It happens all over the place. And so
I want to know who the damn people that was egging him on and yelling "Amen." Like I'm just trying to figure out like, what
they just as bad as he is.
It's nuts. It literally is saying we serving this baby up. You talk about sacrifice. We serving this baby up to this dude. Wow. And applauding it while it's happening. And how many places is that happening? And nobody's talking about it, where they're not covering the story. Or because it's not a marriage with an idiot that thinks it makes sense to publicly talk about sleeping with a 19-year-old and y'all sleeping good. But at no point, what's even crazier is at that point you really know it's nuts.
I thought I was watching that felt like the damn color purple.
If you are married to somebody and you love them and you honor them, the first thing you talking about is not being in the bed.
Right.
Like it incenses me.
I mean, he's bragging, Jeff. He's boasting, and he got a crowd behind him because he probably could sing good, or he probably could preach good, or whatever. And he got them folks in church he have won them over.
Yeah. So we have to challenge our leaders, our spiritual leaders, our religious leaders. They can be challenged as well. They can be wrong, and they can be called out.
And I don't. And I agree with you, Maria. I don't condone violence, but I know some people that do. Why don't you find them? Yeah, I didn't say that on the air. I didn't mean that. that.
I feel you, though.
I didn't mean that.
I feel you. Jeff, let them know how you can be reached. Yep. All right, y'all, more Rick's About the Morning Show coming up.
And I wish some of y'all would mess with my wife, Jordan. Talking about what you going to do if you see her. Well, you will see me on the news. Let me just tell you that right now. Talking about what you going to do if you see her. You better walk by and say, praise the Lord. That's what you better do. Because that's my wife. And she grown. She didn't need nobody to sign no paperwork for her. Now, if this was out in the streets, y'all be saying she made a come up. But you a hypocrite. So don't you forget the Bible say marriage is honorable. And the Bible said when you find the wife, honey, you find favor with God, honey. I found some favor with God. And we sleeping good at night. Ain't nobody up all night worrying about all these crooks.
So the bishop knew the teen before they were in a relationship. He described offering special guidance to her while she was an underage student at the church's school that the bishop was the dean of.
According to reports, the 19-year-old is Reed's third wife, and despite the 40-year-old age gap between them, their relationship is completely legal. The legal age of consent in Iowa is 16 years old. Christ Apostolic Temple Reed's Church has filed a lawsuit calling for a criminal investigation of Reed by police, claiming the 19-year-old was a victim of clergy abuse. Even though their relationship is legal, many consider the relationship inappropriate, calling it predatory behavior.
So today we want to know your thoughts, and even though the legal age of consent in that particular state is 16, was the pastor wrong for marrying her or not? I'm just tongue twisted today. What do y'all thought, Brats? What do you thought?
I just think this is weird because he's been courting her or developing her. If he was the dean of her or whatever when she was underage, like this is not good to me. It don't look good. It don't feel good. She was too young, and now he's married her now that she's of age. But my goodness, how long has he been grooming her to be his wife?
Yeah, that's what I.
That's the disgusting part.
So scary. Maria, I saw that you was taken back. What are your thoughts?
Yeah, I don't think it's appropriate at all. I agree with Brad that something must have been going on when she was underage. I mean, even though in Iowa 16 is a legal age, but yeah, and then for him to say we sleep good at night, what do you mean by that?
Like, stop.
That's not appropriate. It's too much.
I'm gonna assume her father is not in the picture. Because this sounds creepy. This sounds creepy to me.
I would be dead or in jail.
Yeah,
and we'd be gone from that church.
And what kind of friend? And what kind of friend group does he have that he's not
the pastor,
ostracized?
So he's got authority, so he don't.
Like I would be creeped out by any one of my friends coming around me with a 19-year-old girlfriend. Like you couldn't hang around me.
But I think we missing the point though. She is an adult. she's an adult, and some younger women like older men. So she might just like him as being an older man and stuff like that, because she probably dated younger men and they weren't worth a quarter. So just get with an older man, somebody that giving her everything she missed at home, and live her life.
Absolutely disgusting. I don't know. It's just an optic, just something is not right about that.
She's barely an adult.
It's just. Say what, Maria?
She was a student.
She's barely an adult.
Yeah, she was a student in a church school, and he was the dean.
I'm still
So
tripping
he's
on
had his eye on her for years.
Right, he been grooming her.
And he knows what's going on in her life. He's probably been counseling her.
He knows
she
her
knows he
weaknesses.
she doesn't have a father probably
Right.
in the picture. Like, I don't like this. I don't like
And
it.
then the other layer of it is that he, as the bishop of the church, it's almost like he's normalizing this behavior, making it acceptable.
It's not good.
So-
Where's her mother?
And the other thing is, when you got those ministries that don't have a deacon board and a trustee board, and there's no accountability when the pastor runs everything, that's why you got a lot of people that ran from a deacon board and a trustee board, because it's just like the mayor running the city without a city council. It's like the president running the country without a Congress. There's no check and balance or whatever, because had he had a deacon board and a trustee board, it probably would have been a problem. But let's go back to it said that they're investigating, let me see, the church. So the church has filed a lawsuit calling for a criminal investigation of Reed by the police, claiming the 19-year-old was a victim of clergy abuse. So even though their relationship is legal, many consider the relationship inappropriate, calling it predatory behavior. And that would have been good to have an attorney jump on this morning to just give us just a legal aspect of it, especially if they live in that particular state and know that particular state's laws. Let's go to the phones. 866-9-RICKEY, 866-9-RICKEY. I want to know your thoughts. Good morning.
Hi, yes, I'm calling from Winsfield, Missouri. Yeah, he know he wrong. Yeah, she gonna be the death of him. That's what's gonna happen. I ain't trying to be bad, but that's gonna be watch.
I'm calling from Fort Lauderdale, and yes, he was dead wrong. He was even more disgusting by following her since she was like 13 or 14. That's disgusting. That's a predator.
My name is Leroy Laws. I'm calling from Baltimore, Maryland. No, the pastor is not wrong because she is of legal age. Would I do it? No, because that's a child to me. But legally, he's right. Morally, no.
I'm calling from Snellville, Georgia, and yes, absolutely, the pastor was wrong, out of order, and disgusting.
Yes, I do. He was dead wrong. That's just borderline pedophilia.
Hey, good morning. I'm calling from North Carolina, and absolutely, yes, I think his old grandpa self should not be marrying no one that's young enough to be his great-great-granddaughter.
And
So,
why
Rickey,
is the legal age 16
That's
in
what
that
I'm
state?
saying.
So I just looked some stuff up. In Iowa, there is a 3-year limit, statute of limitations for felonies and misdemeanors. So if the legal age is 16 and she's 19 now, the statute of limitations would be up.
Wow.
So maybe
What
that
does
was
that
his
mean?
strategy the whole time.
That was the game plan.
That was
if he was
probably
doing
the game
anything to
plan.
her before she was of legal age, but even if he was doing something when she was 16, he was still 50. Well, no, he was still.
Yeah,
but it's legal.
But once she's
legal,
19,
but it's wrong.
it's okay. Once she's
It's legal,
19,
but it's
he's
wrong.
clear.
Yeah.
It is wrong.
Oh, yeah.
I'm 50. Ain't nobody in their 20s attracted to me. I don't care what their body look like. That's not attractive to me.
You know what's crazy though and scary is all the people in the video who go to the church
Cheering him on,
who were
clapping.
cheering him on and validating what he was saying. So there were people agreeing with him. That scares
And
me.
it's not Christ-like to say, I go to jail. What?
Yeah. Or we sleep good
Whatever,
at night.
whatever
Like,
you
I
got to
don't
say
want
to her,
that.
you going to say it to me, I go to jail. Like, okay, I don't know no bishop that would say they would go to jail or like that.
And
or
why is he a
pastor.
bishop? What? And
Why
he's
is-
a bishop? That's insane. Hey, if y'all could not get through, if y'all couldn't get through the phone lines, y'all hit us up on our IG or Facebook. Let us know what you think. We're gonna be reading the comments. We might play some of the clips